It's still hot, it's so hot in Florida. It's not fall in Florida. Welcome back, Awakening Beauties. So good to have you with me today. I want to try out using a palette that is a repurchase because they re-released it. It's the Naked palette from Urban Decay. And I'll tell you, I used the heck out of this palette back when I first got it years and years ago. But there's some colors on this end of the spectrum that I didn't use too much. So what I want to do today, just kind of chat and talk about things and use some of these other colors. I want to create a grungy fall look because even though it's still in the 90s down here, I'm dreaming of fall, thus my little sweater that I have on today. So if this is your first time joining my channel, I like to talk about fashion, beauty, health, and spirituality. Those are the things that really light my fire to talk about. So if all that sounds good to you, stick around, maybe even subscribe, give it a like. All of that helps the algorithm, helps other people get to see my content. So today is officially my birthday. I took the day off from work and I've been a busy little beaver taking care of a lot of things that needed to be taken care of. So I had a lovely weekend, went to visit my nephew and his girlfriend and got home last night. So I did by myself. I've been doing a little retail therapy, but I'm super happy that I did because I'm loving, and I've been wanting this ever since it was released, the Nikki LaRose makeup brushes. I got some of them from BK Beauty. They were having 50% off. So I got this one, it's the dual brush. It's the number N17. I got the number N16, which is a concealer brush. I got the 108, which is a small powder brush, just the right size for my little face. And I got the 106, which is a foundation brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the House Labs Triclone foundation that I got a couple of weeks ago, and I used it in a recent video. It's hard to tell upon first use what it was gonna be like for me, but as I have used it now for a couple of weeks, I'm really loving it. So no regrets. Now the one thing I did feel is that I have to use a primer, and I really like this poreless primer from Ulta. So I've been using this primer. But I'm gonna start with my eyes. I probably should have waited to do that because there might be some fallout with some of this. And in fact, I'm gonna do a little trick here. I got this tape on Amazon, and I'm just gonna tape the edges of my eye to help prevent some of the fallout. I don't know what it's used for, but it's great for putting on eyeshadow to give you a little guide there at the side. Looks kind of weird, but it actually really helps. So I'm gonna just use my Sephora Boost and Lock eyeshadow primer. I wish I had the Urban Decay, but I ran out a while back, and so I've just been trying to use up. I have a couple of eyeshadow primers, so I'm just trying to use those products up before I go out and buy another one. So by the way, this is the last time I'm going to be, last day I'm going to be wearing contacts for a while. But I have become so frustrated with wearing contact lenses because they keep ripping. Do you guys have this problem? I've heard a lot of people that I know who are saying that they feel like they're not being made the same way, that maybe they're being made a little bit cheaper, and that they've been having issues with theirs ripping because these are supposed to last a month. They're multifocal lenses because I can't see distance and I can't see close up. So they're multifocal lenses and they cost $50 per eye because I also have astigmatism in both of my eyes. So they're very expensive, and they generally, especially my left eye, only lasts for sometimes just a couple of days before it rips. All right, I'm gonna start slow with this. I'm gonna go in with the color Naked just to put that in my crease. But yeah, they haven't been lasting. I'll be at work and my eye will feel irritated, and I'll, you know, be like, okay, I guess I gotta take my contact out and clean it because maybe makeup got in there. You know, sometimes little specks of your makeup will fall out into your eye, especially mascara. So it's just so irritating. And then sometimes it's irritated because it's ripped. And that's my biggest fear, is that it's ripped and then I go to take it out and then I don't have an extra contact lens. One day I even had to just use, I had another one for my right eye, but I had run out of my left eye. So I had to go ahead and use one, and my left eye is my weakest eye, I should say, and I had to use one for my right eye. So I'm gonna use the color Hustle. We're gonna deepen up that crease and just like the outer part of the eye. So I had to use one that was for my right eye in my left eye. And I definitely couldn't see as well as I would if I had the right one in there, because the left eye is a stronger prescription. I've always been afraid of LASIK. The thought of someone operating on my eye has always freaked me out. But I've known plenty of people who've gotten LASIK that just are so happy they did, no regrets. They rave about it. It's changed their life. They wouldn't go back. When the anger about my contact lenses outweighed my fear of having surgery, I set up a consult. And I went to that a couple of weeks ago. Right, so now I'm gonna take the color Sidecar and I'm just gonna put that on the lid. So I had my consult and found out, as I suspected, that I actually really am not a candidate for LASIK for all of the things that I want it to fix. That it would basically fix my distance unless they did one eye for distance and one eye for reading. And I had contacts like that before and I never could adjust to that. I just couldn't. So that is looking really pretty. Is it as grungy as I want? I don't think so. So I'm going to go in and just try to deepen it up. I'm gonna go back in with Hustle. See how deep I can get it. So we discussed it. I discussed it with the eye doctor, and he said that basically if I want to have multifocal lenses, then my best option would be to have lens replacement surgery, which is a little more or a lot more involved and a lot more money. Upside of that is once you have it done, you'll never develop cataracts, because basically it's cataract surgery. I'm gonna try using the Hustle color and maybe mixing it in with the black as well, that I want to line my eye with this. So I'm just gonna spray the brush with a little setting spray. If I were older, if I was 65 and on Medicare, then Medicare would pay for this surgery. But right now, since I don't have cataracts, they don't pay for it. So I'm gonna have to finance it and pay for it out of my pocket, which isn't ideal for the financial goals that my husband and I have, but this is one of those things, like, your eyes are so important. You have to be able to see, and I'm spending so much money on contact lenses, and I don't like wearing glasses. They just bother me. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I have to stop wearing my contact lenses as of tomorrow, because I have to be out of them for 2 weeks for the next step, the next appointment, where it's a lot more involved. They have to dilate my pupils, and we have to do a bunch of other things in the next appointment. So yeah, it's gonna be challenging to be out of my contact lenses for 2 weeks, but hey, it's gonna be 2 weeks of the rest of my life, right? I'm just blending these two colors, by the way. I've just been going back and forth, punch, 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 and just kind of blending them so that I can deepen up and make this outer corner a little grungier. I do see quite a bit of fallout, but I think I can just, I don't know if I can wipe that away actually. I got a lot of sparkles down here. Yeah, quite a bit of fallout from sidecar. Let's just see if I can brush some of that away. I'm not gonna be able to really brush that away, I don't think. Let's take the tape off. So we have a very clean edge. Just need to blend this a little bit. So what do you think? Does that freak you out, or have you had either one of those surgeries? And if you have, please tell me like your results, and if you're happy that you did it, and if you had any complications, I guess I would want to know that too. I'm really trying not to do too much research about it because I don't want to freak myself out. Maybe that's not the best approach, but I'll do a bit more research. I think I've been using this side for cream. I wish it was written on here, but one side is supposed to be for cream and one side is for powders. I think this is the cream side. So I've been finding that this application method is working really well with this foundation. I feel like I've missed a step. Maybe not. I don't know. You know, you ever have those days where you're like, I feel like I've done something out of order. Maybe it's because I did my eyes first, and a lot of times I don't think about doing my eyes first. I just go in with my foundation, and then I'll generally just kind of go with a sponge. And I can't believe that I have woken up on my 52nd birthday with a pimple on the tip of my nose. I never get pimples anymore. Yeah, I woke up with that and I'm like, what is this? What is this on my nose? Should I be worried? Because it's been a long time. And typically when I used to break out when I was younger, it was never on my nose. It was usually my chin, which is why I have some acne scarring on my chin. So I don't know why. It's just a reminder to be humble, I guess. I have been doing a little bit of color correcting before I go in with that Natasha Denona, but it doesn't really need it. It's giving really good coverage. This is the High Glam Concealer that came out like last year, and it's been giving really good coverage. Most days I don't even use the color corrector for the kind of bluish green color, my veins inside on the inner corners of my eyes. But the trick is you just can't use a lot. I went in with way too much the first time I tried it. Trick is to go in with less. Less is more. And this brush is great. This is a great concealer brush. Good job, Nikki. But I'll tell you, in that last video when I tried those Fenty eyeshadow sticks, oof, those are a big regret. If I do a favorites and fails at the end of the year, they're probably gonna go in there. The amber color is a matte color, which I did not realize when I bought it. But it's so matte that it just tugged at my eye. I couldn't blend it very well. It was just dry and matte, and it tugged, and it didn't last. It didn't last. And the Froze color, which was beautiful going on. I loved the way it went on. I loved the way the formula felt. It was creamy. It was easy to work with, to apply. But I have worn that eyeshadow stick so many different ways for an entire week. I have 3 different eyeshadow primers that I can use. So I've used all 3 of those. It gets patchy and wears off within the first 6 hours. And you know, if you're wearing that to work and you're gone for 9 or 10 hours a day, you want something that's going to stay put and not budge. And that was just a huge disappointment. So now I'm gonna go in with my Givenchy Prisma Libre and just set the under eye. And I really love this brush. You can just swirl your product in. Sometimes I'll just take a little bit on the back of my hand, and it's such a good shape for just getting in there and pressing. So yeah, those have been a huge disappointment, and for that price point, I swear I've been thinking about taking them back to Ulta because I don't have a huge beauty budget. This is not what I do full time yet. You never know. That's why I need you guys to like and subscribe and even share this video. Help me make my dreams come true of being my own boss. That would be super nice. I am sweating really bad in here. It's still so hot down here. It's still so hot. I want it to be cold, but it's so hot. Do my eyebrows next. I've been reserving my Anastasia Beverly Hills because, you know, it's the more expensive of all of my, well, I'm down to two. I have two brow pencils. I don't like to have a lot of backups, and I don't like to have a lot of the same product. One of the things that I learned from my no-buy year last year was you only buy what you need, what you run out of, what you have to replace, so you gotta just use up what you have. I just finished my NYX, no, my e.l.f. eyebrow pencil. It's a good one. It really is. There's so many good ones out there that are drugstore prices. If I'm doing a grunge look, I gotta kind of take it under my eyes. Now that my eyes are set, I'm going to just take, I'm gonna find a smudge brush. I know I have one. I'm gonna start with the color Naked first. But some other things that have been going on is that my husband is now, he's got a full-time job. He was working from home, working for himself for almost 25 years. And so now he's working for somebody else again, but it's really helping us financially. Nowadays, it takes two incomes. And not that he wasn't making money, but you know, when you work for yourself, you have highs and lows, and you have busy times of the year and not so busy times. So when he got the offer, he was just kind of like, this came at a really good time. It felt like it was sort of a manifestation, you know, of what we needed, that we had been talking about and needing. I'm just taking some of that sidecar color and putting it in the corners, because why not? Going in a little bit in here. Now the question is this looking grungy enough? I feel like I need to blend out the corners a little bit more, so let's just try to blend it a little bit more. There wasn't a color that was really dark enough to line the eye with, so I'm thinking I might need to line the eye. I don't want to use a liquid liner. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. I forgot I had this. This is IT Cosmetics, the color Brilliant Brown. I just want to kind of get right up along the lash line. This is very creamy, and the times I've worn it, it's been pretty long lasting. I'll take it a little bit on the bottom lash. I'm gonna smudge it in a little bit. When I get my eyes done, I can't wait to wake up and just be able to see, and not have to find my glasses or put my contacts in. I can't wait until I can just put on makeup and be able to see what I'm doing without glasses or contacts, and not worry about, oh, I've got makeup in my eye now. Flecks got in there, and now I have to be very careful taking the contact out and cleaning my eye out, getting the contact back in my eye. There's so many things, you know, that you just deal with when you have to wear contacts or glasses. This is a very warm brown. This might not have been the right color. It's okay, we're just playing. It's my birthday. I'm actually not going anywhere. My husband's making crab legs as we speak. He's prepping dinner. So I'll have a fancy eye look. That's Zoe. She's laying up against the door, scratching. But it sounds like somebody's knocking. I thought maybe he was knocking at the door. So yeah, there's so many things that you sort of take for granted when you've just worn glasses for so many years. Just being able to go swimming is one of them. And being able to, you know, open your eyes in the water if you need to. Well, you can't do that if you're wearing contacts because they could wash right out. I know people who have had that happen to them. And I talked about my time in the jungle in Peru, and we would go for a hike and to a waterfall, and I couldn't jump in the waterfall because I couldn't afford to lose a contact lens. So I was like, oh no, guys, I gotta be careful. I can't jump in like that. That sucked because I love doing that kind of stuff. I love jumping off a waterfall. I'm gonna use the Infallible bronzer. So yeah, all of those little things, you know, those fears. I had fears when we went to the Grand Canyon that we'd be hiking and my eye would get irritated and then I would have an issue. And I always carry lens solution with me because it happens all the time where my eyes get dry or, you know, the contact gets dirt in it and gets irritated. So I always carry solution with me. There's all these things that you have to carry with you. I know that a lot of you probably really understand what I'm talking about and the frustration that you feel. Like I said, if any of you have opted for surgery, please let me know like how it went and if it changed your life and if you have any regrets. I'm open to hearing about all of that, even if it scares me. So the one product that I bought, and I showed it in the last video, I did one cheek, but then I sort of went over it with the Morphe Euphoric Cream Blush, is this cream stick blush from Ilia in the color of Fine Romance. I have been wearing this constantly. I really, really love this color. I love the Morphe one too, but this one is just like not over the top. It's just sort of a perfect, it reads as like almost like, not magenta, but it's like a deep rose color. And my skin tends to turn pinks into peaches because I have a warm undertone. But with this, I feel like it does stay looking pink. A little mauve-y, a little pinky. It's just a really pretty color. Look at that. And it just blends so beautifully. And it's you can build it up a little bit, but it just gives you a beautiful wash of color that doesn't look like fake. It looks very natural. I feel like it looks very natural. You can tell me if you don't feel that way. It's okay. Just gonna go in with a little more powder just to kind of set everything down. Oh, that was too much. I'm just gonna set it with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I always wait to do my mascara until after I've used my setting spray. And today I'm gonna use the Benefit Fan Fest. I'm liking this. It is flaking a bit sometimes, not every time I use it. I don't know what the difference is between those days. It's really hard to tell. And for my lip color, I've been loving this MAC lip gloss in the color Beau. And so what I've been doing is using the Milani lip liner. The colors, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm reading it and it says lip liner and I'm like, oh, I thought this was an eyeliner. And then I was like, wait a second. No, I'm looking for a lip liner. I don't know. You know, it's one of those days. So this is a great color for fall. It's a nice, warm, brownie beige. I have the hair, I can feel it. Oh, there we got it. We got it. And this is the combo I've been loving because then I use the MAC lipstick in the color Cherish. This has become one of my favorite colors all year. I've been using this. And then I go in with Beau over top of it. And I just think that is such a pretty combination. Great for fall. Great for fall. Perfect. Parfait. Everybody loves a parfait. Yes, I'm a little bit in a goofy mood. I had a good weekend. And I'm just feeling hopeful about life and grateful to be alive. My goodness, I am grateful to be alive. So here's the finished grungy look, revisiting the Urban Decay Naked Palette, which I loved for many years, but honestly, didn't really use these colors down here. I focused my attention all on these colors down here. So this time around, I am enjoying all the other flavors of this Naked Palette. Let me know what you think. Have you gone out and purchased the new old Naked Palette? If not, are you planning to? Do you think it's worth your investment? Are you excited about it? Did you have the original one? Well, that about does it for me. Again, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for sitting with me and listening to me gab. And again, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you back. Well, until next time, you know what? You're doing great.